Hi guys, welcome to today's vlog. I am so excited because we are starting something new this week, and this vlog is going to be a little bit untraditional compared to our other vlogs because it's going to span 3 different days from our week. It is officially early voting in our town. That means we get to go to the polls, cast our vote, and so we're gonna be doing a very detailed and tailored homeschool curriculum today and tomorrow. We're gonna show you guys everything about it. I'm excited to see them, learn about who is Donald Trump, who is Kamala Harris. There are presidential candidates this time. So before I pass out the curriculum, does anybody know off the top of their head what is the presidential election? Symphony?
It's to elect the next president who is in charge of the United States.
Who elects him or her?
The people.
If the people choose who the president's gonna be, what word is that?
Election.
No.
Democracy.
It's a democracy! That's right, good job, Symphony.
I'm gonna be able to vote next election.
What do you mean?
In 4 years I'll be 18.
That is really weird to think about.
Guess what, guys? We'll
Driving.
probably learn how old you have to be in this book.
We probably will. Let's find out. Okay, first up, we have Josie's. You get to put your name right there.
hands.
Oh no, let me get you a baby wipe. So guys, do y'all want to open it up and look at it? What's some words that we see? Democratic, Republican, it says.
Do you have some questions about 2024 election? You're not alone. Even adults are struggling to understand all of the events that have led up to this day.
You will learn about what happened with President Joe Biden and why he is no longer a candidate for another term. You will learn more about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
It's important to note that every single news channel you tune into or article you read comes from a particular bias. Fox News, for example, has a strong conservative leaning. The New Yorker or CNN lean toward more liberal views.
May you learn to question everything, to line it up with His Word, and to shape your thinking not by popular opinion, but rather through the Spirit.
When an election is coming along, you're gonna see lots of videos, you're gonna watch plenty of news clips, and you're gonna be getting pieces of information that contradict them. So like maybe this one will say Trump is great, and this one will say Kamala's great, but then this one will say he's terrible, and then this one will say she's terrible. And what this curriculum and what mommy and daddy really want you guys to understand is that everything has to be lined up with scripture, and we have to check our own hearts and what the Holy Spirit is saying to us about things before we make our final decision of who we're going to vote for. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Give me an example of when you might have struggled with deciding who's in charge or who's making the decision here at home.
Whenever I played Monopoly with Roman, we had he was saying different rules and I was saying different rules.
Okay, so board games. What about you, Symphony?
Oh yeah, sometimes when I babysit, people are like, oh, I want to pick the movie. No, I want to watch this movie.
It sounds like as the babysitter, do you normally rise up and end up being the one that makes the call?
So sometimes me and Abram play games and we argue about it. So sometimes I want to make up rules, but then he's like, no, I'm gonna make up the rules, and I'm like, okay, maybe next game. And then I try to make up a rule, and then he's like, no.
Okay, so you guys all know what it's like to have to choose someone to make a choice, to make a decision for what's gonna happen.
Welcome to the United States 60th presidential election.
Woo!
Whether you realize it or not, you are smack dab in the middle of history. Let's stage a mock press conference where the kids get to ask the questions and see what we can learn.
Okay, so this is perfect. Our mock press conference is actually already printed out and we need 4 people.
In April, President Joe Biden announced that he would be running for another term. Presidents are allowed to be elected a maximum of 2 times for 4 years each term. Like Trump, he got elected once and then again this year. Many people were shocked that Biden said he would join the race because they felt that he was getting too old to continue in his role. In the United States, citizens who are 18 or older.
Oh, it's 18!
At the beginning, I even said it's probably going to tell us how old you have to be to vote.
You're right, it did.
I have a question.
What?
Was Joe Biden Republican or Democratic?
Democratic.
Okay.
That's crazy. So do you guys understand casting the ballot is what you turn in when you give your vote?
Yes.
Casting a ballot. So you're gonna like give your vote.
And I said, I'm gonna vote for George Washington. And it was only 5.
We're gonna use the steps below to make our own poll, gather data, and organize it.
Best ice cream flavor, favorite season, greatest pet, or another one.
So it tells you to ask 10 or more people to cast their vote. Do you have to do a topic as well, Abram?
Yeah, I choose best amusement park ride.
And what about you, Symphony?
Other samples might include people who live in the same state or region, are of similar ages, and or belong to the same economic class.
Do you also want me to send a text out to our friends and family?
Sure.
Since you're doing our whole family, do you think I could ask like Dad, you, Symphony, Abram?
Yeah, of course. It said to get 10 people. I'm gonna choose vanilla. There's one tally mark under vanilla.
I can't remember, how many wheels does L have? 2? 1?
L.
L's.
You mean how many L's do
Yeah.
the word wheel have?
Yeah.
How many wheels does L have? What's your favorite ice cream though? Chocolate or vanilla? Which
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Alright, so I got 4 people. You guys say in the comments if you want chocolate or vanilla.
While we wait for all the votes to come in, we are going to move on. We're actually going to be learning about the difference between Democratic and Republican Party.
Also called liberal or left wing. More government involvement. And third, represented by the color blue.
Also called conservative or right wing. Less government involvement and more personal freedom of choice.
Oh, which one sounds better to you guys?
Republican.
Yeah,
Republican.
Why?
because there's more freedom.
Yeah,
Because why?
There's more freedom.
Why did you think so?
because of more freedom.
Yeah. Jared and Emily do not agree on what they should have for a snack. Jared wants their mom to decide for them because they keep on fighting. Does that sound more Democratic or Republican?
Democratic.
I think so too.
The government should be responsible for educating children in public school systems. I think that's democratic.
Yes, I think so too.
It's Democratic.
Citizens should have the right to carry a weapon as long as they follow the laws and do it responsibly. Republican.
Republican, that's right.
Emily doesn't want Jared to tell their mom because she thinks they should talk it through and solve this on their own. He got to choose last time, so this time she should be able to choose.
What do you think? Democratic or Republican?
Democratic.
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 Parents should have more control and say over their children's education. I think that's Republican.
Stacy has $10. She earned raking leaves. At youth group, her sister wants to give her half of it because she doesn't think it's fair that Stacy should have something that she doesn't. Democratic or Republican?
What do you think?
I think it's.
What did you say, Symphony?
Democratic.
I
Yeah,
think
why?
it's Democratic.
Because, like, you shouldn't have what she doesn't have. That sounds like she's trying to be in control of her.
Okay.
There should be higher taxes so that every person can have free health care.
What did you say that one was?
I said Democratic
And why?
because they're making them pay higher taxes.
It is Democratic. That's a Democratic viewpoint. In some cases, that can be good because there are some people who really need health care, but they can't afford it. And in some cases, it can be bad because people just purposely take advantage of the system. They don't get jobs, and they just kind of live off of what people who are wealthy bring in, who do work hard and have an income. It's kind of a catch-22. Some people see it differently, and there's good things to it and bad things to it. What was the outcome of your election that you did for the ice cream?
Chocolate was the winner.
Wow, but it seemed like vanilla was in the lead for a really long time.
It was in the lead, and then Miss Amber said chocolate, and then it's one more.
And it took it away, right? So that's the
Yeah.
popular vote. Tomorrow we're going to learn the difference between popular and electoral.
Roller coasters by a long shot.
Really?
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 votes for roller coaster and only 3 votes for Ferris wheel.
Do you have any kind of speculation who might be winning?
I feel like it might be Kamala Harris
You do?
because a lot of people might want the president to be a girl.
Okay.
Circle the qualities that you think make a good leader. Is Bossy a good leader?
What do you think?
No.
Nah, not bossy. Maybe someone who leads with wisdom, but What are you doing, bud?
Same thing, but I don't have to circle them. I have to think of them.
You have to come up with them out of your own head. What do you got so far? What makes a good leader?
Responsibility, brave, courageous.
Okay, what are you working on over here, Symphony?
Same thing as Abram.
What words did you come up with?
Kindness, self-control, confidence, wisdom, and responsibility.
Oh, I like that. In this lesson, it's going to ask you guys to write down the name of someone you consider to be a good leader. Anybody come to the top of your heads?
You and Dad and Caitlin.
Aww.
Probably you and Dad, Pastor Brad, and Jackson's a pretty good leader.
Your friend Jackson, you think he's a good leader?
Yeah.
Aw.
If like Roran and Merrick are like acting up or something, he goes and tells them to stop.
And they listen to him?
Yeah.
They respect him?
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time?
Miss Wen.
Miss Wynn. She's a great example of a good
Yes.
leader. One of you guys should write about her.
I'm gonna do Caitlin.
Oh, you're going to do Caitlin. She's going to do Wynn. Who do you want to write about? Daddy?
Yeah, Daddy.
Miss Wen is good because she does very hard work.
Do you think you are a good leader? Why or why not? Sometimes I am because I sometimes act up and not be a good example.
I heard you were being a good leader to Josie and Story this morning at Munchkins.
Yes, they were so cute.
Munchkins is a small group that we go to every Monday morning with a bunch of moms who also homeschool their children. And Abram was taking very good care of a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, Story and Josie, today for a while. He was talking to them, he was entertaining them, and he had such a great attitude about playing with them. It was really sweet, even though all his best friends were off doing something else. We are getting ready to conclude our first day learning all about the elections. And I love what this says in our family devotional. In Romans 13:1, it says, "Let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority apart from whom?"
God.
That's right. So no matter who becomes our president, whether it's Kamala or Donald Trump, whether you are for or against the person who gets in office, that's to you guys and to all of our viewers watching. We know that God can use all things for his glory, both good and bad. And right here we have a prayer that we're going to read.
God, we lift up the next leader of this nation and ask you to move powerfully in their personal life as well as in their leadership and policies. May your church rise up.
Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of our election journey as a family. We're going to be finishing up, and then we are going to go early vote together as a family because we are all going to the cabin next week, and so we got to squeeze our voting in before leaving our state. Let me go round everybody up. What are you going to wear, Symphony?
Sweatshirt.
Sweatshirt. We're about to do our elections lesson and then go vote, so you're gonna have to change your pants.
Alright.
You're getting your hair all brushed, looking beautiful. Hey you, we're getting ready to start school, and then we're gonna go vote as a family, so can you come in and get dressed?
Yeah.
What are you playing?
Skateboarding game.
Skateboarding? Alright, get your booty up and out of here. We don't do video games on school days. You get to ask everybody in our family, you little weenie, what's your favorite? Winter, spring, summer, fall? Do you want to go ask Daddy together? What? Now she's into it. She's coloring so pretty. It is different. Oh, put that away. Did you do your own little bun? Very cute. Okay guys, yesterday we talked all about the election. Does anybody remember any of the important words? What is casting your ballot? Abram?
Casting a vote.
Yeah, just submitting your vote. What does the donkey and the donkey symbol stand for? Go ahead, just say it out.
Democratic.
Democratic, and the elephant is
Republic.
Republican.
Yes.
So today we're gonna meet our candidates. Can everybody see this? Look, Josie, right here. This is Kamala Harris. Here, Abram. Symphony.
Abram, which one is your favorite?
Winter. The snowflakes.
Oh, got one right here.
That's me.
Which one is the most popular? These two.
Yeah, these two.
Winter and spring. And today we're gonna learn about.
I'm gonna make my favorite.
Okay, you make your favorite and Cindy's favorite, which is fall. There's some more. Okay, guys, so if you guys open up to lesson 2, you all have a map. On election day, the news stations are going to be showing us this map right here. And as each state rolls in, Donald Trump states will be red, and Kamala Harris's states will be blue.
I have this instead.
And you guys are going to fill it in with colored pencils or markers to keep track of it.
So let's say there's more red than blue, that means Trump wins?
Sort of, yeah. That's the electoral vote. If he gets more, it's not like if there's more red, it depends on the number. Do you guys have a different map with numbers? Symphony has it right there. So like how many electoral votes does Texas get? What little number is at the Texas?
40.
That's a lot of electoral votes. How many does Alaska get?
3.
Only 3. So for example, if Kamala Harris gets Alaska, but Donald Trump gets Texas, who would be winning the electoral vote? Trump, because it's a big state. So she needs to get lots of little states. Anyway, it kind of all balances out and it changes every time there's an election. Does anybody have a guess on what color the state of Texas will be?
Blue. Or red.
Red.
It's generally red. Like, as long as I can remember, it's been a red state.
When you arrive at your designated polling place, workers may compare your signature to make sure that it is actually you to help reduce the risk of voting fraud.
Most voting places do not allow you to wear any slogans or campaign merch when you go to cast your ballot. These are things like pins, hats, or shirts that are pro one party. This is because it could be considered
Electioneering. So like if you were wearing a Trump hat today when we go in, that's technically not allowed because it's electioneering. Even as a young girl in school learning about electioneering, I thought it seemed kind of dumb. But if you think about a young person who's going in and they don't know who they want to vote for, they're just voting because they're allowed to. If you see somebody from your community wearing a Trump hat or a Kamala shirt, you might think like, oh, I know that person. She works at the coffee shop. I'll just vote like her. I see her all the time.
Okay, so how we did it last time, there's like a bunch of computers on tables, and then there's like cardboard things around the sides and on the top, so people can like lean back and look at it.
You remember that from last time?
Yeah.
Imagine how you would feel if you decided to choose a different candidate than all your family and friends, or even your husband or wife. With things being so extreme, people could feel ostracized or hurt by their family and friends. And because of this, people prefer to keep who they vote for a secret. In fact, it's considered rude to ask someone who they're voting for unless they volunteer that information. Some other people are very vocal about that information and about their political views, and they love to debate. Is our family loud or quiet about politics?
Probably loud.
Loud. Definitely loud. Bebo is very vocal, Nana is very vocal, so is Daddy and all his brothers.
I have a question. So you know how you and Daddy like vote separately?
Yes.
Do you guys like tell each other like what you voted for?
Definitely. Also, me and Daddy have very similar values in our heart, so it's kind of like obvious who I think he might vote for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You never know. Somebody might surprise you. Like some of my close friends vote opposite of me, and I still love them. I don't question them. They have their own motives and stuff like that, but Daddy and I have always voted the same. Has anyone in our family or any of your friends or people we see regularly ever felt condemned or treated differently because of how they see things politically? Have you guys ever noticed that? No?
I don't think I have.
I don't think so either. I think Daddy and his brother sometimes get into debates, but I don't think they walk away feeling condemned or judged. Politics are actually very divisive and can ruin relationships. Why do you think it's important, Missy?
Because everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah, that's true. Juliet, do you have anything to add to that?
Just don't ask.
I think it's important to respect someone's right to vote for me because I want to shine the light of Jesus. So if I'm being disrespectful to them, do you guys think that I'm showing them Jesus' love?
No.
No. And then if I start arguing with them and making them try to make them feel dumb about their decision or put them down because, oh, that candidate has bad policies, blah, blah, blah. I think it's okay to talk about them, but in a respectful way that doesn't turn them away from you or Jesus. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so can you tell us all the facts that it tells us here about Donald Trump?
He's Republican. He has conservative values. He's the 45th president of the United States. Lower taxes for workers and corporations. Allow free market to support competition and growth. Oppose late-term abortion. Oppose gender politics, i.e. keeping men out of women's sports, gun policies, protect the Second Amendment right to bear arms, secure the borders and strengthen security.
Kamala Harris. She's a Democrat, liberal values, the current vice president, economic policies, cut taxes for the middle class and raise them for the upper class, control free markets so things are fair, restore abortion rights, support gender politics in marriage, sports, and education, require background checks and ban assault weapons, has said that the border will be secured, but past actions policies do not support this. Running mate Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota.
And now you guys are gonna cast your own ballot before me and Daddy go to the official polls and cast our ballot. And like we just learned, we all have a right to privacy, so I'm not gonna show who you guys pick on the vlog, although I'm gonna see it, I wanna know. And vote! Are we going left? Are we going right? Are we going blue? Are we going red? Are we going boy or girl? What? What'd you say over here? Girl. It is officially time to head to the polls. I'm gonna get my own sticker. You guys might get a sticker. I think last time we went, they gave you a sticker. So you've all voted. We've talked about lots of things. Are y'all ready to head out with me and Dad? Yeah! Let's go. Get your shoes on.
All right, guys, we're off to go vote. Who you voting for? Wait, you're not supposed to tell people. It's politically incorrect to tell people who you voted for because some people can't handle other people's opinions.
Which is really sad.
And we aren't snowflakes, are we? We can handle people voting opposite from us, right?
Yeah, right, because everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
That's exactly right. So we are voting for Donald Trump.
Yeah!
You were pregnant with Kamala Harris there to ask you if you wanted your baby to die?
Oh gosh, Juliet's so confused about this. So we've been going over what some of the terms mean in the different policies we just read. And Juliet didn't know what the word abortion meant, and I explained it to her, and she said, when you were pregnant, was Kamala Harris there to ask you if you wanted your baby to die?
Whoa.
It's not funny, but it's like, wow, I dropped the ball. No, sweetie, she doesn't go around and ask people if they want to kill their baby. She just gives them the opportunity. If they want to, they can.
What the Democrats say about women is, it's their body, their right. But what we say is, a baby is not your body anymore. We have to protect the rights of that unborn baby and the mother. Now get out! Let's go vote, for crying out loud. Here we go. Please turn off cell phones. Thank you. We're supposed to have our cell phones off, babe.
Picture ID, we can sign you to vote.
Okay.
Oh, we can't have a camera in here, I'm so sorry.
But we can do it outside,
We
yeah.
have a prohibition against recording equipment inside
Oh.
the building.
We're just recording our kids learning about the election process.
Here it comes.
So it's like English language.
All that was just making sure that that's actually what I selected.
Who'd you vote for? You'll never say?
You got a flag?
Put your sticker on.
You gotta put your sticker right there.
Look where I put my sticker.
No, everybody knows stickers go on your forehead.
So we're gonna watch it light up on the screen, and we're gonna get to make predictions together. We all have these little worksheets in our curriculum, so I'm excited. Come back next week as we all find out who our next president is. Do you guys have any predictions? Who do you think is gonna win?
Trumpity dumpity doo.
Who do you think? You guys all think Trump's winning, huh? I don't know. I'm
He
not so
better
confident. Okay, guys, it's time for comment of the day. I'm so glad that we get to do so many things with you guys, including learning about important things that we do as a whole group of people, Americans, right? Like here in our town, we have our community, we have our neighborhood, we have our homeschool community, our church community, our marriage ministry community, and then I feel like I have community with you guys doing something so massive like voting together. So comment of the day goes to WYM932. This reminds me of when Abram, lost his stuffed animal on a New York trip. It also reminded me of that and took me back to that time when Abram lost his Goggy, you know, his little black and white dog with the hearts that he got at Build-A-Bear. If you're watching this video before the election, I hope you are. I just want to urge you to stop whatever you're doing, set reminders on your phone, and pray for those in charge of our country. Pray for people and families who are divided right now, that unity would be restored, because ultimately God is in control. We are not. We get a little say. It's good to do our part, but the most important thing we can do right now is not posting on Facebook. It's not sitting down to have a heart-to-heart with your estranged family member who doesn't vote the same way you do. It's praying. Ask him and plead on the behalf of our country and our community as Americans and families here, that we would be pleading that Jesus would just show up in those rooms, that there would be someone present with the Holy Spirit residing in them so that he has space to flow. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my prayer. I'm trying to teach my kids for that to be their prayer. Yeah, comment down below your thoughts on all of this, on not the election. I mean, you can, but I don't think it'll go well. But I meant like what we're doing here in our family and in our home. Some of the information we've shared with our kids here, like what stood out to you? Did anything resonate with you? Like, thanks for joining us. We will see you next time. Don't forget, he loves you. And remember to love each other.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain.